Welcome back to the TSF Entertainment Channel. It's your boy Retro CG, and I'm joined tonight by the lovely, beautiful Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel. We've missed you.
Hey y'all, it's good to be back
Welcome back,
all
Miss Honey.
together.
Hey, Miss Honey.
And of course, we got our first lady of TSFE, Miss Really B TV in the house. What's going on with you?
Hey, what's up?
And we got our resident DJ in the building, Mr. DJ Fresh Your Highness. What's going on, bro? How you doing
What's going
tonight?
on, everybody? What's going on?
All right. Well, we're here to talk about Power Book 2 Ghosts, Season 2. We're going to do a quick look back, and then we're going to talk about what we expect for Season 3. So I'm going to hit you guys with that intro real quick, and we're going to be back to talk about some things. All right, and we are back. Shout out to our friends and fam in the chat. What's good, y'all? Happy Sunday to you all. Hope everyone had a good week and enjoying your day. All right, who's excited for Book 2?
I'm not sure yet.
I'm excited, even though in that clip, Mary J, I was just like, Mary, honey, you should have been working, really working on your projection over they had a very long hiatus. She had a lot of
They
time to work
did.
on her not looking so disingenuous. But yeah, I'm excited. I love the fact that Tyree looks like he's grown up even more. So now he really seems like a college student. So I'm excited. But I mean, they held us off for so long. At this point, we're salivating. So
Right.
I mean, I do feel like we've been held out for a long because let me see, we did a season of Raising Kanan. Then we had P Valley.
We have
Yep.
Force.
Then we had Force
Mm-hmm.
and BMF.
but they kept teasing us. They just would not give us a date. That was
Yeah.
pissing me off.
Yeah.
So
All
I'm
right.
just glad it's back.
So we're
Bill,
gonna
you haven't watched any of the franchise? Oh man.
yeah,
You know what?
I've been
Do we
texting
need
her today.
Right.
I've
We
been
need to
texting
get
her.
Bill on when we go back to the beginning, and then you can start at the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. She's gonna start working on it. She's got a lot to catch up, but she's gonna
A
start
lot.
working on it.
That now she's never seen any, not even original Power with Ghost.
She hasn't
Bill?
seen anything.
Bill,
I
you
mean,
told
it's
her-
an easy binge watch. I promise you. After that first episode, you're gonna want the second, third. Before you know
That's
it, you're
true.
gonna be in like season 6 or something.
And you're gonna have the advantage of being able to watch it all at one time. We had to wait week by week.
yeah, year by year.
Yeah.
Sure
What's up,
did.
Marcus? What's up, Retro? What's up? What's up? What's up?
DeMarcus, you know I'm right there with you. I'm not a huge fan of Tariq either. Can't.
Oh,
stand
she
him.
said she saw the original. Okay, she saw the original Power. Okay,
Okay, so you haven't seen the spinoffs.
got it. Okay, cool.
Okay, we can work with you then, Miss Bell. We can work with that.
It's not gonna be as easy of a watch, but yeah, we can work with it.
Oh,
Yeah, we can work with that. We
God,
can
you
work
can
with
struggle through season 1. Woo, you
Don't
can
start
struggle-
with sports and nothing like that.
No,
Yeah.
don't start. If you start with Raising Canaan, if I had to recommend one of the spinoffs, it would be Raising Canaan.
Yeah.
That's a good recommend. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
recommend.
I would. Force would be the last one.
Yeah, I wouldn't even recommend Force unless you're just a diehard
Power fan.
Power Universe fan.
Force not that-
Then I would. But
Force not that bad.
I mean, if you want to get pissed and storm off, go ahead, watch for
Right.
it.
Get pissed for a while.
right.
I guess that's a good place to start. Season 1 of Book 2 was tough, but season 2 was way better. Yeah, season 2 was way better, but I do have a bit of an issue with some of the plots in season 2. So I guess we can go ahead and jump on in there. So I made a few notes about maybe some of the biggest highlights from season 2. We had quite a few actually after I started writing notes. I didn't realize that we had so many good moments in season 2. But the first, probably one of the better part of the storylines, was the introduction of Mecca. Mecca was introduced as Kane's new supplier slash boss. And then he was also reintroduced as Dante as a romantic interest from Monet's past. And then they reintroduced him again as Zeke's father. So I felt like that was a little too much for that character. Like that character had enough going on with them, then to give them all of this just to kill them off at the end of the season. Like if you was
Yeah,
gonna
it was
make
a dream unfulfilled.
yeah, if you was gonna make him be Kane's supplier, they should have kept him around for at least 2 seasons. And I understand in the Power Universe they get rid of suppliers like they change underwear, so I get that.
Yeah.
But the fact that they made him Zeke's father, like there was more story that they could have told with that if they would have left him around. I didn't really too much care about him killing his character. What did y'all think about his character?
I think it was great potential in it. I think they moved too fast. I feel like they could have stretched this character out for about 3 seasons.
Yeah,
I feel like there was a lot. Because here's the reality: they could have built up to Tariq being his father. We all were speculating it, so you could have just let that hang out there for at least 1 season. Let that hang. As far as him being the I feel like them by the end of the season, us finding out that he was working that double angle, that was reasonable, right?
yeah.
But with Lorenzo getting out and then him trying, I feel like they could have stretched that out. That love triangle, I feel like they could have stretched that out for a while. But I like the idea of getting him, but then you didn't let it. I feel like you just didn't let it really play out as well as it could have.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree. In my opinion, I feel like they should have probably brought him in near the end of season 1, and that would have explained more of his character versus just putting him on season 2. And like you said, now he gone because he didn't come in. He didn't come in till when? 4th episode, 5th episode, maybe.
Oh no, he was in episode 1 of season 2. Yep. What happened was they didn't reveal who he was until like 4th, 5th episode.
Okay, yeah, that's what I meant. Okay,
and then
I
he
knew I
killed him
was
off in the last episode because I think it was like maybe episode 5 or 6 somewhere along that. That's when we found out that he was Zeke's father. But his character was at the very beginning because remember Kane was working for him, and he was giving Kane these little dummy missions, I guess, to test his loyalty or whatever. But at the same time, he was really pumping Kane for information about Monet. So I think we all in agreement that we could have seen a lot more with that character. There's a lot more story they could have told. It had great potential.
Those first 2 episodes, though, I could see. I thought he brought everything he needed to bring the character. Yeah. I could see where they were going with it. I mean, we were successfully all terrified. Like, this is a great villain, and it just kind of went south. When they introduced the Monet piece of it, I was just like, oh, he's a cream puff.
Right. And it's funny you should say that, Ms. Honey, because they did do a great job making him a good villain. Because we were like, this dude is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, he was giving us Lobos. That crazy, lovable, crazy character. And then it just went south when he started sniffing up behind Monet. Like, I was just like, oh.
That's the part I wish they would have left off of his character. I wish they would have made someone else be Zeke's father, not him, because that character could have went a whole different direction if they didn't do that little love triangle thing, because it was poorly done. And poor little Guap, he was beating no little Guap the whole season. He broke the man's arm and head and stuff.
Everything.
So Guap won't be back, right? Like, was he one of our casualties?
Yeah, he was a casualty.
Yeah,
okay.
Drew took him out with his bare hand.
We don't have a lot of new characters this season, though.
It looks like it. It looks like, from what I've been able to tell so far, we're going to get a lot of new characters. So Monet, let's talk about Monet for a little bit. So we learned in last season that Monet's getaway plan was Zeke's basketball career. I didn't really too much care for that story arc either, because I just felt like that was a little far-fetched, that you're going to get your whole entire family out of the drug game off the back of Zeke.
I mean, It's possible because I mean, depending on how much he got paid, I mean, it would have been possible. It would have been possible depending on how much he got paid salary wise. He might have made more than they was making in the drug game, depending on how much he was getting paid.
I really didn't
I
like
mean, but
the
depending
direction.
on his Achilles tendon, she's gonna need multiple income streams because
Exactly.
him being the dodo bird that he is, I mean, you know, he
Yeah.
could pull a muscle at any time. She needs multiple income streams, you
Maybe she
know,
was
and
depending on that endorsement money.
yeah, and her real husband was always gonna be an issue.
Mhm. Even while he was locked up, he was an issue.
Yeah,
Sure was.
He
he's
really
always
was.
gonna be an issue.
The thing about it is with Monet's character, I really didn't too much care for how they had her kind of all over the place last season because she was struggling with a lot of different things. We saw that she was struggling with Lorenzo getting out, and I think we'll still see more of that this season. But she had a big issue with Lorenzo coming home and she just being turned back into a housewife. We saw that she didn't want to do that. Then this whole thing with Mecca, which she should have really took his offer up. I mean, the man was showering you with lavish gifts and money and, you know, giving you a better lifestyle. I don't understand why you chose the lifestyle that you were already miserable with instead of going off with Dante.
It was a loyalty.
I
Like
guess
she
so.
didn't just run away. And plus, like I said, she was doing all of that while he was gone anyway. It was a loyalty, and she was still married, so she was like, it's not like I could just go off in the sunset while he's still around. Because
I mean, she wasn't holding it down technically in terms of her panties. Right? Like, because she was sleeping with the cop, right? The one that Kane killed.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. She sure was. I forgot about that.
So to me, if you're gonna parlay off your panties like that, you gotta have your exit strategy, right? You know what I'm saying? You gotta have some money stashed somewhere. You gotta have the plane gassed up at all times. Like, especially if you're dealing with a dude and you cheating on that dude and you know he's murderous. Like this clip where she tells Tariq that he's the only one she can trust. I was like, girl, you ain't got nobody. If Tariq all you got, you ain't got nobody.
You sure ain't betting on much because Tariq ain't loyal to nobody. But that's a good point, DeMarcus. I never thought about that. If she finds out about that inheritance that he's getting them clubs and stuff, she maybe try to spin a new angle where Tariq is concerned. And I can see her, you know, trying to muscle down on Tariq and get in them clubs.
Except Tariq is a legacy finesser. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he's the legacy finesser, so she can give it up with Tariq.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I was sitting up here when they said the inheritance. It lost me, but I remember now because I remember the scene where, he was.
He got to finish school though, don't he? Right? Like he got to finish.
Yeah, he had to finish school in order to get it,
and with a certain GPA.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Tariq got going on, but like, I don't know if it's the depth of his voice, the straightness of his back, or what. Like, but the way he was like, "What can I do for you?" Man, it felt so ghostish.
Yeah,
like that one line, "What can I do to help you? What can I do for you?" I was like, "Oh, he sound like Ghost." If he don't sound like James St. Patrick right now, that gave me goosebumps.
I still don't understand. I mean, I see everybody saying that she was married and, you know, she had 3 kids with Lorenzo, but she wasn't really feeling Lorenzo even when she was going.
First of all, they aren't kids. They're her children, but they weren't kids.
Right.
They sure ain't. They grown.
Yeah, one of them was her hitman. He did all her killing for her. She was teaching her daughter to hold and finesse. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Finesse without hoeing, but hoeing to finesse. You know what I'm saying? And then she got another son that she got locked into the game, even though she know he want to go and do artwork. So they not kids, they grown ups, and they turned on her like that.
Mm-hmm. But even when she was going up to the jail for the conjugal visit, she didn't want Lorenzo to touch her.
Yeah, it was just another day in the office. You know what I'm saying? Let me go and do these 15 minutes and get up out of here.
And when he came home, you could definitely see it written all over her face that she wasn't too thrilled. So I thought it would be an opportunity when she actually came up with the plan to try to unalive Lorenzo. I really thought that was a real plan that she was trying to come up with, because it would have killed two birds with one stone, because she could have got rid of Mecca and Lorenzo and kept all the money.
It's just the way they wrote her character out. I thought she was just going to be a little bit more ruthless and cutthroat. The way she was leading her daughter, I thought she was, and she turned out to be a banana cream puff too.
Right. I wanted her to be more like Rock. Just ruthless and making those decisions that nobody else wanted. Yeah.
Hey Xavier.
Hey Xavier. So I had to step away. My apologies, but something you said, Miss Honey, I could hear you, and I was like, "Dang, I gotta get to the computer." When you were like, "He's looking just like Ghost," right? And I was like, "But isn't that what we're seeing? We're literally seeing him morph into the man he hated."
Yeah.
Every decision,
that voice, that confidence, the square shoulders. I was like, man, if this ain't James St. Patrick.
Even him wearing the suit, like even him now, we saw him. I mean, I don't know if that's gonna be. We know that's not his everyday attire, but even him with the suit at the office, the way, like you said, his stance. But even last season, and I think Retro brought this up repeatedly, week after week. Even when we look at the decisions that he's making, the same stuff that he criticized his father for, killed his father over, he is now making those same decisions every day. And so it only makes sense that we're physically seeing the morph.
Yeah.
Now we are physically seeing, and I agree with you 100%. There is definitely the swagger, the confidence, the arrogance, it's definitely there. It's definitely there.
Definitely.
Which is one of the things that I'm actually glad that they're doing with his character, because the show is named Ghost. So at some point in this story, we want to see Tariq turn into a version of Ghost. So I think they're doing a good job with playing that off the writing.
I mean, it feels that way anyway with him and Brayton. They like a mini
Tommy and Ghost.
Tommy and Ghost.
Yeah.
I'd like us to spend more time with the character. I mean, I can remember, I don't know what season it was, but we had an episode of the original Power where we spent like the day with Ghost. You know what I'm saying? Being at home, kissing the kids, leaving, going by the club, going over here, meeting this person, talking to that person. It was early on in Power. But I'd like to see that with Tariq. I'd like us to spend a little bit more time with the character. Hopefully he's not running around with the backpack on this whole season like he has for the last.
Please give him a car this season.
I mean, I'd like to see him pull up on a hoe.
I don't think he's going to have one. I think now, since everybody know that's the running theme and joke, they're going to keep that. I don't think he's going to get a car this season.
Man, y'all got some good comments. Y'all got some good comments in the chat today. So yeah, I think it would have been a good plot twist as well for Kane to have Mecca's son. I would have liked that too. And because Kane was kind of more standoffish, then I like Kane and Mecca's character. Kind of, you could see the father-son element with them. They both were ruthless. They both were in the game or whatever. Zeke was just kind of one-off. That was just something different that they brought to the story, but I didn't enjoy that storyline either. I think that Kane would have been a better fit.
Maybe that's why, because of how one-off Zeke was, so it made perfect sense. He ain't come from Lorenzo, so that might be why they did it that way. Because he sure was, one step from the little short bus.
Going back to Brayden's character, I guess I kind of like the fact that they developed him a little more last season instead of just making him Tariq's sidekick. Because remember he was out doing the licks with Kane.
Yeah.
So we can kind of see him transition or morphing into Tommy's role in Power. So I'm wondering where they're going to take Brayden.
Does he know about Kane and what's his old roommate's name? Does he know about their relationship, Kane and what's the white dude's name?
Brayden.
Yeah. Does he know about Kane and Brayden's relationship? Because they finna work together, right?
Tariq, right?
No, not Tariq, Brayden and Kane.
I think they are. I think
They're
they're
gonna
going to
work
continue
together.
that little sideline hustle they got going
But
on.
does Tariq know that? Does the character know that?
I think he did. I think he found out towards
Yeah.
the end. I think he found out towards the end because he was upset about Kane coming to the room. Remember when Kane came up to the room and planted Ramirez's badge, the frame Tariq?
Mm-hmm.
I think it came out then that they were pulling licks and stuff together, and Tariq was like, "Why you didn't tell me or whatever." But I want them to do a little bit more with his character because realistically, he should have some charges on him because he blew himself up in court. He blew his whole self up in court that he was selling drugs and committing crimes, and y'all just let him walk out of the courtroom. Like, I am very surprised that they didn't bring any charges up on Brayton, but I guess because he's rich or whatever the case may be, and the real target is Tariq. We also saw that Tariq was struggling at the first part of the season with not being able to make contact with Tasha because Tasha was on the move.
Yeah.
And he kept calling the burner phone and she wasn't answering or whatever the case may be. So what do you think they're going to do with that element? Do you think we're going to see more of Tasha?
Yeah.
I think they are going to find a way to bring Tasha back. I do. Yeah. I do.
I don't know. Bring it back.
I don't know how. With the daughter's being given up for adoption.
No, I thought the daughter is with Tasha now.
Yeah. Originally, they were going to have her in the system when the grandmother was lost custody of her for the drinking. And then they had her with Tariq trying to get custody, and then they end up giving her to Tasha at the end of the season. But we know that they kind of softly wrote her.
That. I thought he stood there and watched her celebrate her birthday with her new family.
Right, but remember he made that deal.
She was in temporary.
Oh, he made the deal.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what he was telling her when he went. They let him go see her for a minute.
Yep.
All right.
And I don't know if Tasha is still working on that show. What was the show that her and Brandy and Eve and all was doing?
I think that was canceled.
Was it canceled? I thought so. So with
she's
that
pregnant now too. Notori now.
Yeah. With that being canceled, they may bring her back because the way they kind of softly wrote her character off, they didn't kill her character off. So we could see Tasha coming back. So it'll be interesting to see if Tariq gets in too much hot water this season. I can see them bringing her back to try to help him finesse. Is she pregnant or has she already had the baby? I think she's already had the baby.
Well, this is her second child.
Oh, she's pregnant again.
She's pregnant in real life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nobody's pregnant for 2 years except elephants, I think. Whales. I'm not sure if it's not humans.
It wouldn't surprise me that Tasha's pregnant.
Oh God.
It wouldn't surprise me that she's with somebody's child. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see her in a lot of episodes. They may bring her back towards the end of the season, maybe something like that, or at least.
Oh, how old should Tariq be now?
Maybe 19.
Yeah, because he's. Oh, wait a minute, hold on, because the school he in is not college, right?
Yes, it is.
College.
It's an Ivy League college.
His third year. Now, see, if you go by when they said how old they said he was versus how old he really was, but I think they were trying to say that he was a junior or a senior, just graduating a little early. But I feel like at this point he should be 20.
Yeah.
Okay, so the class that they were in with the two dead professors, Pinky Toes. Sorry, Retro. Sorry, do you need a moment or? Anyway, so I know Pinky Toes is a sensitive subject, but listen. So wasn't that class supposed to propel him?
He turned 18.
Yep.
Yeah, that class was supposed to accelerate him, though, right?
Yeah.
Graduation or something, or
I think he was going to graduate in 3 years instead of
4. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you lose 2 professors. That course should be an easy A for him now. So we probably could be looking at his at the end of his sophomore year, the beginning of his junior.
I don't know about that. I think he's going to have to take a break from school for a minute until they figure some things out. Because remember, the condition for him to be in school was he had to tutor Zeke. With Zeke being unalive now, that's going to probably slow his progress down with the school because Tasha already went to Stern and gave up some of the clubs already for some money or something. I don't know what it is that she did with Stern. I can't remember what it was that she did with Stern, but it was something she did with Stern to give up some of them clubs or whatever the case may be. And I feel like I saw in one of the trailers that they've showed, because they've showed a lot of different trailers for this season. Feels like in one of the trailers I saw, Tariq was talking to the dean about getting back into school. So I feel like he may be in a break period, trying to figure out a way to get back into Stansfield. I don't think that he's going to necessarily be at the school this semester.
Or maybe after he got arrested, they booted him out, and they just ain't put that in there.
Did. I think we had a fit about that. I think he did get kicked out of school.
Yeah, I thought when they arrested him for the murder, I thought he got kicked out.
Yeah. But either way, I think that there's going to be we may see him get back into school by the end of the season. But I think the season's not going to start off with him being at school.
Nah, it definitely ain't going to start off with him being at school.
Because when they turned Zeke's water off, that was the whole condition that he had to tutor Zeke and help Zeke get passing grades. So,
but remember, he had stopped tutoring Zeke for a while though.
He was still doing his homework and stuff for him though.
Yeah, because he was never really tutoring him. He was just basically doing his work.
Doing his homework, yeah.
Damn.
I feel like Effie, or at the very least, Diana gonna probably end up at that school too. So you know she's at.
Effie never transferred. Did Effie transfer?
I was about to say I don't remember.
I know she was always there, but I don't remember her actually transferring.
I don't remember either, but I think Diana is. I think Diana gonna get in that school.
Based on what?
Diana gonna find a way to get up to that schoolhouse. Watch.
Do we even know if Diana go to school?
She do. Remember Lorenzo allowed her to go to college, and Monet was upset about it.
I guess.
Yep, that's right. I remember that. I don't know if she's gonna go up to that school though. I mean, if she does, she going up there because she got a grudge on her shoulders at Tariq. But
so we already.
I think the school got too much. It's got too much connection. You know what I'm saying? It's really like Tariq's hiding spot, right? So we may not see that class again, which I don't know what they're gonna do with the Tate character, just morph him into something else. But I do think we're gonna see him on campus more, or some on campus. Just the way he was standing there, though, I wouldn't be surprised if Tariq didn't put a little storefront together. You know what I'm saying? A little makeshift business. And be parlaying up out of there. Like I'm really, really excited to see what this character.
What Tucker was doing with the daycare.
Yeah.
I can see him putting like a little sneaker store or something together and moving weight. Okay, but wasn't Tate's character? Wasn't he like an interim professor when?
When Tito died, he took over though, didn't he?
That's what I'm thinking too. That's probably going to end up being his class, or they're going to reassign him a new teacher. This new character that they got coming to the show, I think she's going to probably be Carrie's replacement, and they're going to probably end up being her and Tate teaching the class.
I don't think Tate is, because remember he went up against that guy. He was trying to take the position. Remember?
You don't think he's going to be back at the school?
I don't think he is, because remember on the last episode he was trying to take that guy's position, and he was
blackmailed. Yeah, when Tariq took the photo out.
I forgot what it was. He's trying to be. I forgot what he was trying to be, but he was trying to take his position.
Wasn't he a senator?
I think it was a senator or something like that. Yeah, to get the
senator trying to blackmail him or whatever.
Yeah, and I think the dude ended up stepping down. So you're right. He may end up being senator this season, or some. Because I think he was a councilman already, or alderman, or something like that.
Yeah, he was a councilman.
So maybe Tariq's gonna work for his office.
I can see that. Yeah, I didn't think that Effie transferred this season, but Diana and Effie will be at Stansfield. Also, Tariq is at school but doesn't have housing, so Tate will be there to help him. Yeah, because you got to think about it. Braden got expelled from school. That's who his roommate was.
Yep.
So he's gonna lose that housing. I really think that Tariq's going to
lost the Zeke angle.
He lost the Zeke angle, so I think Tariq is going to be in limbo at least for the first few episodes until he can finesse his way back into that school.
Or he might be living with Monet.
No,
Remember, she said in the trailer, "You the only one I can trust."
He ain't got nowhere else to stay.
It's a little Oedipus. It's a little Oedipus. I mean, I know they not blood, but it's a little Oedipus. Like that's gonna be real
shot
crazy.
up at Penthouse in Tribeca, so he ain't got nowhere else to stay.
Yeah.
But then that's gonna be instant. It's gonna be instant enemies of all Monet's children, really.
Especially with Kay. If Tariq is over there at that house,
Lorenzo's got to be coming back.
Lorenzo is going to be out alive this season. Lorenzo is up out of here. The minute that Monet finds out that he unalive Zeke, he's up out of here.
For sure. It's gonna be a wrap. It's gonna be a wrap for sure when she find that out.
Speaking of going back to something that Really B said earlier about them accelerating a lot of the storylines that they could have probably drug out. The storylines that we want them to drag out, they don't drag out. The storylines that they accelerate is the ones that we don't really care about. But with Monet being Zeke's mom, they really could have drugged that out because this season, I don't know if we still are, but it was rumored last season that we were supposed to meet her parents, which, Ron Isley was supposed to be her dad.
Oh yeah,
and they accelerated that. Yeah,
I remember that.
And they made a point to make a big deal about the sister really being the one that kind of raised Zeke. And so I really wanted to see a lot of that story play out from North Carolina, South Carolina, wherever they were.
And the sister was old girl from 21 Jump Street, right?
Yeah, I really wanted to see more of that. I really wanted to see more of that.
You might still see him though from the funeral. Because remember, in that trailer, it's a funeral that gets shot up, and I'm thinking that's Zeke's funeral that gets shot up.
Yeah, but how? Who's shooting at the funeral? That's what I was trying to figure out.
I was trying to figure that out myself. I was trying to figure. Only thing I can figure out, maybe Lorenzo sent some. I don't know. Maybe kill two birds.
I know who it is now. I know who it is. I know exactly what it is. I'll come back to that. All right, so Lorenzo getting out of jail, we wasn't too thrilled about that because he came home and just made a mess of everything. Monet had a good little thing going with the organization, even though all the kids were not really involved or didn't want to be involved, but she still had a good thing going. And with Lorenzo coming home being so hot-headed and reckless, he really made a bigger mess out of things than what
Xavier is quite mad.
Oh my goodness, Xavier is always cutting up.
I love it though. He's just the right amount of psycho.
Another good moment we saw in last season was Carrie manipulating Lauren to be a informant, and of course it cost her life. Do we think that we're going to find? Well, I guess that angle is gone because remember Zeke was trying to find out what happened to Carrie before he got unalive. So I think that's going to kind of go away.
No.
Do we think that Monet actually did unalive her, or did she commit the S word?
I don't think it's going to. I think it's still going to be there because remember that attorney still got it out for
the police, the detective.
Somebody was looking into Carrie.
Yeah. The
one that she was sleeping with, right?
Yeah, the one Sachs was sleeping with was still had it out. I think she's still gonna try to figure out what happened to her and what happened to what's the girl name that
talking about Jenny.
Killed.
I ain't talking about Jenny. I'm talking about the male detective, the creepy looking guy that kept pulling up on Carrie.
Oh no, I'm talking about the female who was over Mecca. That was Mecca's handler. Remember, she had a bee in her bonnet for James St. Patrick.
Oh,
Blanca.
Yeah. I forgot about her.
Yeah,
it's gonna all of that's gonna come out.
If the body shows up, if old girl's body shows up, then we got the death in the park of the first professor, Professor Pinky Toes. We got Zeke, and this body shows up. It's gonna be heavy police detective presence on all sides this season.
Well, I go back to that male detective because it seemed like in the last episode, maybe not the last episode, maybe the one prior to the last episode, he was looking into Carrie's death because he was kind of suspicious about everyone that was up there at that school, bodies dropping all around Tariq. So once Blocker gets a hold of that information, that all these bodies are dropping around Tariq, it's going to be investigated. I don't think that that's going to be something that's forgotten about, even with Professor Jabbar, because they still haven't solved his murder, and they haven't solved the other police detective's murder either. So I think that's going to all be part of the RICO investigation. They're going to investigate all that.
Yep.
Whitman, that was his name, DeMarcus. Yep. Yeah, Whitman he was trying to figure out the connection with Monet and I believe Zeke, because remember he was putting all that pressure on Zeke during the interrogation.
Oh, that's right. Because I forgot Zeke did before he got killed. I forgot he went to the police station.
Yeah, he went to the police station.
That's right. I remember now.
And Everett wasn't Drew's little buddy that he was putting pressure on him too. Because remember they were trying to unalive Everett, but they never got. I wish they unalive him this season. His water needs to be turned off.
Yeah,
because I think he's gonna end up telling something he ain't got no business telling.
Well.
Dirty Diana. Let's talk about Dirty Diana and her hiding in the bushes. She's snooping through her mom's closet, found the birth certificate. She blew up the spot at the dinner table, letting everyone know she's Zeke's
I hated
mom,
her this season.
and accused her mother
She
of
was
cheating.
supposed to get every part of that whooping she got. Every part.
Yeah.
She was actually supposed to get more than what she got.
No, Queen Diana is Dirty Diana. Dirty Diana has to go. She needs to go.
She definitely got to go.
Definitely.
And
let's be clear, Monet ain't forgot it. Monet ain't forgot it.
She gonna get the man still behind it.
Oh, she gonna catch it. Right now, she just hide behind her father, behind her pops. She know eventually she gonna catch it.
That best dinner party ever. Whatever. It's supposed to be some heads rolling after that part.
Diana's just messy, and we saw that a lot last season. She got involved in too much, and she made things worse. And it's because of her that Zeke is unalive, because she ran him off.
Yeah, that was something she should have took to the grave.
Yeah, she's worse than messy.
She's used that as leverage.
Selfish.
All right, keep it cute. This is your you've been upgraded to the disconnector. Since Abby ain't around no more, we'll give that job to you. Yes, you can go ahead and send her warning notice right now.
We should probably go over all of our little isms for the new people.
Isms, yeah.
Xavier, she's both. You can be messy and be exposing, because here's my thing. If you want to expose your business, go for it. But you don't have the right to expose my business. And she was telling everybody's business. Okay?
That's why I say she's worse than messy. She's selfish. Because when you're selfish and you're young, you can do some serious damage.
And we saw that with her character. And that's exactly what the result was.
Yep.
She thought she was doing something that was right, and it ended up tearing up so many other people's lives.
Let's talk about the weakest character, which is the brother.
Oh my gosh, why is Drew here? You talking about Drew?
Yes, why?
Why? Yeah, why
He's a liability.
He is a liability. As long as Everett is around, he's definitely going to be a liability.
Ugh, Everett. Ugh, that mealy mouth jelly bag.
I have missed you so much, Miss Honey.
You just get on my nerves. You know, somebody used my bag, and I'm like, what if you don't suck it up?
I don't see what they can do with Drew's character. I really don't see what else they could do with Drew's character.
He had a lot of dialogue in that clip you sent me, so he's gonna be long and strong for the I mean, no pun intended, for the for the season. I'm just saying.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little long and strong.
Yeah, I just want to see how it's all going to play out. Like I'm excited to see the dynamic, like where the kids are living, where Monet is living. It looked like Tariq had just walked up on her at the police station or something. I mean, where she was looked like a holding room or something. I don't know. I want to see what Lorenzo's doing, what the kids are doing. I mean, their children are doing. What's going on with the bar? Like, I just need to see what those dynamics are. And as soon as we
Well,
see
let me
those
give you a little
dynamics,
teaser
we
for
can
that.
kind of
Then
project out what the season's going to be like.
let me give you a little teaser for that. Then let me go ahead and give you a little teaser
Okay.
for that.
Look at
So,
that red. That looks good.
so there you go. You got Tariq. He's in his little. Looks like he's wearing Von Dutch in suit. So that's his James St. Patrick look right there.
That turtleneck. He wore turtlenecks. He wear
Yeah,
turtlenecks
that's
a
the
lot.
same St. Patrick look. So it looks like Tariq's probably going to be giving. I hope it's not Zeke's eulogy, but maybe a speech
Oh,
about
that's
his.
Zeke in the background, right?
Because
Yeah, that's the funeral.
So
Yeah,
that's probably at his memorial.
yeah. So Tariq's probably going to, and I think Tariq is doing this to kind of find a way to stay at the school. So he's going to play that role that my roommate got unalived, and I'm hurt by this, and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
He's a good looking guy, man. The blending on that fade is really nice.
Dirty Diana, what's she up to? She doing something she ain't got no
baby
business.
hair.
She doing something she ain't got no business doing.
I think probably her pops is probably telling her to probably either stay away from Tariq or stay close to Tariq to get more information.
One of the two.
But I think it's more so he's telling her, hey, you know what I'm saying?
Being messy. That's what she doing. That's exactly what she doing, being messy. I actually took a different thought to this scene. In this scene, I thought it would have probably been Lorenzo telling her to keep quiet about that conversation that they had. Remember when he came home looking for Monet, and Monet wasn't there, and Diana went to go running off her mouth. He went to the hangar, and where he ended up unaliving Zeke. I'm thinking that he's probably telling her to keep quiet about that conversation. Everybody's saying Diana will transfer to Stanford. Yeah, I believe so too.
And
She
probably
will.
to keep an eye on Tariq. I would
And
really,
probably eye on Tariq. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know who our villain's gonna be, man. Because it Lorenzo's fodder. We know that it's gonna come out one way or another. Lorenzo is fodder. I want to see who our villain's gonna be. I hope it's somebody just not connected to Monet and those. Like that would I'm excited for this first episode. It's the possibilities are endless. I know I'm probably gonna be disappointed, but
he is, but he gets a little irrational when it comes to Everett. So if Everett's out of the way, we need to get rid of Everett.
Yeah. I mean, this Drew is like gristle in between your teeth, right? And there's no toothpick. Like your tongue just automatically goes to it. Like it's the annoyance in the room. Like he serves really no point except to be annoying. And they want to make him ruthless, but he's not. He's not. His character is just, he's more Diana than Diana is.
I agree. Support gaming, that's a good theory.
I don't think that's gonna happen though.
If she's messy enough to do that, to blow up her spot like that.
I mean, she is, but then that's gonna put more of a target on the family. I mean, more eyes looking at them. So I know she's messy, but I don't think she's gonna go that far. Personally, because she probably get her pops, and what her pops might end up doing if she did that. So I don't think she's gonna go that route.
She's not a self-sabotager.
This is the scene right here where Monet tells Tariq she put her trust in him. Fool.
Yeah, cinder block. No. Because she had black hair. This is red hair.
Yeah.
But these cinder blocks, they're giving me public school, public building.
After the memorial, because they got on the same clothes.
And she has Zeke's jersey in her hand. So probably in the stairwell.
That's at the memorial.
Oh,
okay. Probably in the stairwell.
So is she at the memorial as his mother or as his aunt?
I'm sure as his aunt.
I'm sure as his mother.
I need to see the obituary.
Because remember when Detective Whitman called to give her the bad news, he asks, "Are you the mother of Zeke Cross?" And she's like, "Yes, I'm Zeke Cross's mother."
Oh, okay.
And remember, wasn't it exposed?
Nah.
Wasn't it exposed like on social media when he got ready to go sign? When he went to the signing?
Not that I
As
know.
far
Of
as
it.
I know,
I remember.
It did come out because they were talking about his age. And remember, that's why he got kicked out of the league.
Yeah, but that didn't come out that she was his mother.
It was
though.
his mom. I think it was just his age that came out. I think that's what ended up happening was the age. I don't remember it coming out about her being his mom. And plus, remember, even though Detective Whitman called and she said that she was selling that to everybody, like even though I'm the Aunt Monet, I'm his mom, like I'm his legal guardian. But I don't remember. I could be wrong. You might be right, Retro, but I don't remember it coming out.
No, everybody in the chat is saying that it was his age that was exposed.
Yeah,
I knew it was something that was exposed about him.
Yeah.
But I can't remember. I'm gonna have to go back. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't do my
exposed it. Some
wasn't Mecca leaked it to the press.
Right. That's right.
And that's why I felt like his paternity got linked, because how else would they know that there was a discrepancy in his age?
That's right.
I felt like his paternity was exposed along with the whole age thing. I could be wrong. I'm gonna go back and look for the episode. And for now, I'm just gonna ride with the chat.
Yeah, I don't think it was. I could be wrong, but I think it was just his age, and that's why he got so mad, because that ruined his chances and everything.
Yep. But remember, he was upset with Monet behind him, because remember, he packed all his stuff and went over to Mecca's to stay. Or no, that was when Monet got put out. But he got mad with Monet because he blamed her because of their secrets about who his parents were. Yeah. Remember, he was upset with her about that, Going back to Monet in this whole conversation with Tariq, I do remember where Tariq was trying to get that $1 million out of Mecca, and that if he didn't get the $1 million, if he got the $1 million from Mecca, that he was going to get out of the game. So I think part of this is Monet, trying to keep Tariq in the game. And finesse him to stay in the game. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think.
He kept making money though, didn't he? Because he had 2 days. Like, right? Then they do like a dummy bag switcheroo.
They did get the money, but I don't think they. No, they did get the. What did they get? They got the drugs.
Because everything in Mecca's life was in that bag.
I think Monet them ended up getting the money. Because remember, they were trying to find a way to pay for Zeke's defense. Because remember, Tariq's defense. Remember, Davis was getting ready to recuse himself from the case if he didn't get paid. You remember, they paid him with the ring. I think Monet got that money in drugs.
Huh.
Yeah, he was trying to get $2 million out of Mecca. And he was going to walk away from the game. So now that Mecca is unalive, he ain't got no money. So he's going to have to hustle.
But remember, she told him on the last episode that, like, if you want to walk out, I'm gonna let you go. Like, if you want to leave. But I think it was like after he helped her take out Lorenzo, because I remember that was the meeting that they had. That was the plot that they had. Monet wanted Tariq to talk to Kane to, what I'm saying, to take Lorenzo out. And then she told him after that, if you want to roll out, you can roll out.
You're right in support gaming. I can't even lie. You're right. You're right. Just like his stepdaddy, Kane.
Gross. I mean, she's so unemotional.
She is so very unemotional.
I mean,
yeah.
This ain't BMF. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
this ain't BMF.
I mean, he could smash a drunk Effie with her consent, mind you, but he'd be better off smashing a drunk Effie. I mean, it's just as lifeless as Monet.
Lifeless.
She's never given us emotional. She's never given us intimacy. Like, I don't know. I'm interested in seeing what this character is going to be about. If she's going to just end up walking around in house shoes with curlers in her hair, like a deep depression. Are we going to get that Monet? Is she going to go to war with Lorenzo? Like, I'm wondering, is this this is prior seasons, or is this a season coming up? The current season coming up.
This is the season, current season coming up.
Yeah, this is the season coming up.
So it looks like they all in the house together, man.
Call me crazy for this, but it's just me just putting on my power writers hat. I could see Davis and Monet hooking up this season.
Nah,
I can see it.
I do enjoy
love it.
Listen,
Listen, all her love interests are unalive. Every single one of them. The detective, Lorenzo is going to be unalive. Mecca.
I don't think Lorenzo will this season. I think it might. Well, never mind. How many episodes is it?
Got any good sex scenes out of this franchise? Power gave us really good sex scenes. We have not gotten really anything good, even with Zeke and Pinky Toes. Like it's been. So I like to see some fire.
Davis and Monet hooking up would be gross, but I think they're going to pull these two characters in together. We're going to get more screen time with Method Man and Mary J. Blige. Method Man.
I don't think it makes anybody hard. I'm sorry.
I think they're going to have more screen time.
I think if anybody were going to get turned off this season, is Method Man.
No.
I think he's going to
get caught up in something.
He's a fan thing.
I know that. I know they better.
They're going to flip to
they're
going to flip him. He's going to flip to the other side. He's going to become the next Joe Proctor. He's a Joe Proctor, so he's going to be their conciliar to their drug organization.
And look what happened to Joe Proctor.
Yep, he's going to be the next Joe Proctor.
He would be a good conciliary, except he too is very self-involved. He does a lot of stuff for himself.
Because keep in mind, he is manipulating Sax right now to get his brother out of jail.
Yep.
So I think he's going to go ahead and cross on over to the other side. And I think
that's going to come out too.
Yeah, that's going to come out
this season. I think about his brother's going to come out this season for sure.
I don't know. They spoon fed us last season. I mean, they had a lot of different stuff going on. Right?
They're going to either make it where David and Monet have a history or a past, or they've had some kind of dealings in the past, or they're going to make it where they're going to become each other's new love interests this season because Monet ain't got nobody and she ain't going to touch Lorenzo. She didn't want to touch him when she was going up into the jail with that lingerie on. So
I think she's going to give her a female lover.
Give her a female lover.
Yeah, so she can be comfortable.
They need to give her Effie.
Yeah, so she can be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? One of the reasons why she's so into dudes, I think, is because she's not into dudes.
That's wild.
Oh my God, I'm going to the next scene. Oh my God, you're so funny, This
brother's gonna die.
It's perfectly acceptable. It's 2023.
I don't think his brother's gonna die, Jeremiah. I think he's gonna get out. I think Sax is gonna end up getting him out inadvertently because, like I said, Davis is manipulating him to get his brother out, but it's gonna be some mess behind that.
Or he not. And it's going. Matter of fact, because then his brother take the charges for Davis.
Right. Davis was the one who committed the murder.
I think that's what's going to come out. It's going to get exposed, or it's about to be exposed somehow. And I think Davis might end up getting his hands dirty on this.
Dirtier. His brother's in jail for something he did.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Okay.
Yeah.
Look at Ernie and Bert and Ernie.
Bert and Ernie, yes. We make it our wish. We make it our wish because it looks like Everett is packing up a bag. He getting ready to go somewhere. He's moving out. So hopefully he's.
And that's the water need to get cut off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Immediately.
Before he messed everything up.
He already done that. He got to get out of town.
Yeah, he got to go. He knows.
Got to go.
He done seen too much too.
Okay, so we got Davis and Sax here having a conversation. Again, I feel like Davis is going to continue to manipulate Sax and to get his brother out of those charges.
Because Sax is an idiot, so that ain't hard.
And in the process of doing so, though, this is the crazy part about it. In the process of doing so, Sax is going to find out who really committed the crime, and he's going to find
David looks so good.
Yeah, because in this scene right here, look like he pissed, and it looked like Sax is telling him like, "I know what you're doing."
Right.
Or, like, I know about your brother. It's what I get from this
Look at
still
that
shot
muscle
right
It's
right
the same
there.
thing.
That arm muscle is so sexy. I could tell he works out.
So maybe that's what it is, Xavier. Maybe they're writing him off the show. Uh, yeah, maybe they're writing him off the show. Maybe they're going to say he's getting out of town because remember they tried to write that angle where what's his name had an issue with Drew's lifestyle. Sax had Everett had an issue with uh Drew's lifestyle. So hopefully they just write his character off or unalive him either. Or I'm satisfied.
We don't need it. We got enough going on. We don't
Right, we
need
don't need it.
Drew laying around like a cat this whole
This
season.
is the thing that I'm most curious about. Going back to what I was saying earlier about who shot at the funeral is Evelyn. Evelyn don't send them folks up there to shoot up the funeral.
She looks good.
She looks like she's giving Monet that money back that she gave her last season. Because remember, she wanted answers. She wanted to know what happened to her husband. So
Who was her husband?
Kane.
Who?
Kane killed her husband. And
But who was Evelyn's
and
husband is what I'm trying to remember.
Frank.
I thought
Uncle
this
Frank,
was her sister.
Uncle Frank. Uncle
Oh,
Frank.
that's right.
Uncle
That's
Frank.
right. Kane's
Frank.
first kill.
Yes.
Yeah, on the episode. Yeah.
Yes.
I completely forgot.
Because he was snitching. And
That's
remember,
right.
she came up to the bar. Asked Monet from mother to mother, wife to wife, what happened to my husband? And Monet didn't answer her. It gave her that stack of money. And this looks like the same stack of money she's giving her back. So I feel like she's going to be bent for revenge. I feel like she's going to put two and two together that the Tejadas had something to do with her husband being unalive. And she's going to come back for revenge. So I think that's who's going to be shooting at them, busting at them at that funeral.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot
Jeremiah
of sense.
said there's going to be a time jump. So what, we're going to start the season off with the memorial service and then we're going to jump? Because we see that there's the memorial service, so are we jumping after? What, they're going to jump ahead like a year or something? I think we need a time jump. I'm okay with that, but I'm just trying to figure out when.
Like a summer, maybe.
Yeah,
No, we need a couple of years.
I think we need a time jump.
Yeah. I don't too much care about time jumps either, Xavier, but I agree. We said that from the beginning. If they would have gave Book 2 a time jump, DeMarcus, thank you so much for the super
It would
chat.
have made so much more sense.
Yeah, and they could have built a lot of storyline into what we need to see.
DeMarcus, thank you so much for the super chat. We really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, DeMarcus.
No, what I'm saying is, remember, we had a bit of an issue with them moving Book 2 so fast off of the heels of Power. It should have been at least a year later. It should have been a year later or 2 years later or whatever the case might be. So I think we missed the opportunity to have a time jump. That would have been the best time to give it a time jump.
Yeah.
And,
I don't want one.
Yeah.
Technically, yeah, DeMarcus, I think it is. There's a lot of ways to snitch. And we know that because a lot of what Tariq does now is not as physical as his dad did. His dad was straight up killer, right?
Yeah.
A lot of what Tariq does now is like dry snitching, setting people up, setting up situations to get people locked up. So this, even we see it in Raising Kanan. I think it's a form of snitching. You know, I definitely think so. The setup. Yeah, we see a lot of setups.
Is Brayden in a suit?
Is that Brayden?
Wait a minute. Going back to Support Gaming's comment, that would be very interesting to see Ghost play the older version of Tariq, or Omari Hardrick to play the older version of Tariq. That would be interesting, but I don't think that they would do that simply because this character is so popular. Michael Rainey Jr. is so. I think we're going to watch him grow into an older role.
Yeah, this is his job. Like, this ain't going on.
Yeah. And I think he's up for it. I think Michael Rainey's up for it. I think he's done a good job so far. And that's Brayden looking like that.
Remember, he got put out of school. So I think he's working at his family's hedge fund now. Because remember when they were walking out of the courtroom, didn't his dad say something to him? Now you're going to have to go work for the family company or something like that because he got kicked out of school. So I think Brayden is going to be working for his family's hedge fund and trying to still find ways to trap.
Probably so. Or
Or he's dressed up for a
maybe, or
like
maybe,
he did
yeah, I was
in
about to
the
say,
series.
or maybe they trying to wash the money through the family hedge company.
That might be how they wash the money. And Tariq gonna end up working down there with him. That's exactly how they're gonna wash the money because they can't wash it out through course correct because they don't blew that up. And so either Braden is gonna be washing the money for them, or him and Tariq gonna be down there at their hedge fund washing the money, or Braden is dressed up to go pull another lick like he did at the jewelry store.
I mean, he and Tariq are standing on the same side. So just that sort of denotes that they're together, right? Like positioning.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Kane is on the other side, kind of like I got the drugs, they got the money, and then Effie's like in the middle. I don't know. I mean, he did a good job putting together, pulling everybody together to pull that stunt on Mecca. But there's no way that Kane is gonna sit under anybody outside of Monet. That's the only one, you know what I'm saying? He'll suck on Monet's teeth, but he ain't doing nothing with.
Well, y'all got some good points in the chat today. Jeremiah, that's a good point. I wonder if they're going to find out that Tommy's still alive too, because remember they thought he was dead. Well, unalive. They thought he was unalive. And that happened in book 2. That actually did happen in book 2. That did happen in book 2.
Yeah.
If Blanca's back, Blanca's going to find that out because didn't Tommy roll up on Tariq one more again?
But they said Tommy dead.
At the cemetery.
At the cemetery, yeah. Okay, I thought so. So Jeremiah.
Oh, at the end. Oh, that's right. It was at the end of the first season because he was about to kill him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right.
They might bring it up.
Elderly Tariq.
Now that we have a new showrunner and Courtney Kemp is no longer associated with this version of Power, they may find a way to write Omari Hardrick's character back into story. I think the only way they're going to do it is through flashbacks and like how they did with Kanan, where he's going to see premonitions of ghosts and is actually
he wasn't dead to begin with.
I think it's going to be very hard for them to. I would actually, as much as I would love Ghost's character to come back, I would actually be very disappointed with Power if they did that.
Because I mean, I would, but it's possible.
That would become too cartoonish.
Well, I'm gonna say this: I would be cool with Ghost coming back if it's the final season and they just wrapping up that full circle.
Right.
Because I think that Tariq, the deeper and deeper Tariq gets into this, the more and more he gets into this, I think the more and more he realizes that everything ain't as black and white as he thought it was, and I think he actually regrets doing what he did at this point. Now, I'm not saying they should bring him back. I'm not saying I think it's a good idea. But I just think that if they do, it needs to be the end of the show. Like, the end. Like, we're not going to have the Tariq Ghost storyline. You know what I mean?
I agree.
I mean, I would be okay with them bringing them both back in a flashback. I would love for them to give Tariq a little bit more depth and texture by us hearing him play, 50 Cent voice. He's not 50 Cent on the show, but you know what I'm saying? In his voice, like what he taught him, what he learned from his dad. You know what I'm saying? What your mama said, that type of thing. What Uncle Tommy used to say. Like, I'd like to see him, kind of like have a little bit more texture. I also like to see more of the legal side of it. That was, to me, I found interesting with Angela and the DA's office and all of that. It was a separate storyline, but it was interesting. You know what I'm saying? They were annoying, but it was interesting. It gave us another foe outside of our actual villains. It gave us another foe. And I think what they're doing with Stax is kind of silly. To me, he's the most cartoonish of them all. So I just like to see a viable legal, setup so that Tariq has formidable foes. You know what I'm saying? That elevates a character too, having formidable foes. Like right now, it's kind of like, the Benny Hinn music.
I agree with that, Miss Honey, and that's the element that has been missing from book 2. That is the element that the law enforcement side, the investigation, the RICO, that's what Power has been built around all 6 seasons. So I think that we're going to get that now with Blanca being on the case.
I like what Support and Gaming said. That would be
Support
great.
Gaming coming up with some great theories.
That would be great.
Rightful power.
Like that.
Or how about this? Why are we ending book 2 already?
I think they're saying like when the series ends.
Yeah, when the series ends.
Tariq wants out of the game and he gets the club truth back.
Oh yeah, that would be hot.
Or you see Tariq's reflection morph into Ghost.
Ooh, I'd like to see Tariq.
Now that's a good plot twist. That's a good plot twist.
I like that.
I love that. That's perfect because you remember they had the mirrors in Truth. They had the mirrors in the entrance in Truth, so I could see him walking in thinking that I finally won, and his dad
was always in the mirror too.
And Ghost was always looking at himself in the mirror, and he ends up dying the same way his dad did. That would be dope.
But who would kill him though? It would be the question.
Tommy.
Oh dang, that really be. I didn't even think about that. It sure could enough be Tommy
or Braden.
Ooh, that's a good one. Braden, that's a good one.
Braden definitely could.
Speaking of power, they just confirmed. Wait a minute, they just confirmed Breeze is coming season 3 on Kanan.
Oh, that's
we gonna finally meet Breeze.
Finally.
Oh my goodness, y'all! I don't know how I feel about that.
I hope it's everything you guys want it to be.
Right, it's like meeting Santa Claus. Like I don't know how I feel about finally meeting them.
Speaking of a time jump, now that's where we may get a time jump in Raising Kanan.
Which I think we all agreed last year that a time jump, we would be okay with the time jump.
Yeah, we would be okay with a time jump. Mm-hmm.
But didn't they already do it though? Because when it jumped, didn't it jump like 2 or 3 years when they started the first season when he was coming back from the beach?
No.
That was the end of the summer.
That was the end of the
summer. They did like a 2-month time jump, but not like significant.
I feel like it was.
They did do a time jump at the beginning of the series because we saw younger Kanan, and then it jumped to present day, which was 95.
At the very
beginning. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna go back and look, but I feel like it because I know that Lexus that Marvin drove didn't come out to like what 92, 93.
That's what year
they're in. I feel like we talked about that.
That's what year they're in. That's what year they're in right now, CJ.
Yeah, but first season they was in like what they was in like late 80s though.
Yeah, that's where the time jump. That's where the first time jump was when Rock and High Post were at the kitchen table, and baby Kanan came home beat up, and she took him down there to the playground with the batteries, and jumped on old dude. It jumped from there to now.
That was the first episode. There was a big time jump.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was.
Yeah, I'll go back and watch it. I think it'll probably be. We probably will on this one. Now we probably gonna get into what mid 90s.
Yeah, like maybe 96, 97, somewhere around there.
Yeah, somewhere around
there. That would be good, or even 99 would be good.
We'll know. I'll know once we see the cars and stuff. So,
and another way we'll be able to tell too is by the shoes. We'll be able to tell by the shoes.
By the shoes.
Yes, they do need some more villains because, like in book 2, I think book 2 and Force, they're getting rid of their villains too quick. Like in Power, we got Lobos with like 2-3 seasons before we got rid of him. We had Jason, the Serbians. Now I think they got rid of this. No, we had them about 2-3 seasons because we had a whole season of them taking over the club, and it took them a whole season to figure out how to get rid of them. Yeah, I think we're getting rid of the villains way too fast, and we're not even getting the full storyline as they're introducing the villains because they're killing them off too fast. Now the rumor is the new Connect, she's going to be a female, and I wonder how her character is going to be. But
she be whatchamacallit.
I wish I was going ready to say the same thing, but it can't be Rock. I was like, I wish it would be Rock.
Nah, not Rock. Whatchamacallit? The wife that we was talking about earlier. It might be her.
Oh yeah.
It could be her. It
could be her. And she ain't scared of Monet at all.
Yeah.
Why don't they speak more Spanish here? I know in the original Power, even Ghost spoke Spanish. I think it loses some continuity that she's got a whole family full of half Spanish children,
And none of them speak Spanish.
and none of them speak Spanish, not even to their dad.
I thought Drew
Not half
spoke Spanish.
Spanish. That's
No,
not
Kane
correct.
does. Kane spoke a little
Kane.
bit. Kane
Yeah.
spoke a little bit here and there to Lorenzo, but yeah, I missed that element too, Miss Honey, because
Yeah,
Ghost and
even the
Angela have a
Serbian,
whole
they spoke their
conversation in
language.
Spanish.
It's a little texture that we
Yeah.
don't have here. Yeah,
Yeah, Ghost and Angela would have whole conversations in Spanish. So yeah, I remember that.
right. Yeah, I do like the music. I like that they're making it a little bit more fashion forward. I like all those elements of Ghost. I do. I just want us to just kind of beef up the writing a little bit. Like I know it's probably letting myself down to hope, but I just wanted to structure it. Just give us some good solid writing.
I guess that would work. Keep it cute. If Tommy would be the one to end up unaliving Tariq, but I think I guess it's all gonna have to play out how Force is going to play out. Will determine whether or not what Tommy's fate's going to be. Because what I would like to see how Force ends. I guess it depends on what show they keep. Because I don't see Force making it that long. I can see book 2 going on 6
I don't
seasons.
see Force making it that long either because it's just not that good.
It's
Force is the second highest though.
Yeah.
After this is Force.
But what I'm thinking is Force may go maybe 3 seasons, maybe 4. I can't see it going 4 seasons, to be honest with you. But I guess it depends on how they end Force. They may end Force where Tommy ends up having to go back to New York. And then they can bring Tommy back to book 2. And then bring his character back to book 2. But I just don't know. I mean, if they would have I think one of the things that worked for Tariq's show is that they gave him a lot of the continuity from the original Power. They gave him a lot of characters. They gave him a lot of the story arcs, with Stern and all that. They gave him a lot of stuff that kept Power going. In Force, we don't have that. All we have in Force is Tommy and Kate. And that's just not enough.
It's not
enough. So I feel like however way they end Force, they're going to end up bringing Tommy back to New York. He's going to have to go on the run and go back to New York or whatever. Something's going to end up happening where Tommy's going to have to end up coming back. That's a good plot twist too, Xavier. What if Yasmin unalives Tariq? There may come a point where Yasmin finds out that Tariq is responsible for unaliving Ghost.
Virgin Love said all them kids speak Spanish.
The only person I've heard speak Spanish was Kane.
I thought I could have swore I heard Drew speak Spanish.
Yeah, they do speak Spanish.
Because I was about to say,
they at least have an understanding. Because Lorenzo talks to them in Spanish and they know what he's saying.
Yeah.
Because I thought Drew spoke Spanish to Lil Guap or somebody in Lil Guap crew or something like that one time.
Lil Guap wasn't even Spanish. Is Spanish right? Should we be saying Spanish? Spanish is the language, right?
Hispanic.
Hispanic.
Lil Guap was Hispanic.
Yeah, he was Hispanic.
Yeah, he was Hispanic. He was Hispanic for sure.
It would be nice if we kept the depth ambiguous. I kind of like the ambiguous angle as well. You don't know who did it, and that's how the show.
Are we gonna see 2-Bit?
Yeah, whatever happened to 2-Bit?
It would be a good villain.
He kept broke up, so the answer is no.
I thought 2-Bit got killed in. I thought he got killed in.
No, he was supposed to come back for his money. He never came back for it.
He would be a good villain.
Who was that got killed in jail then? They got burnt up.
That was Spanky.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay.
That was an original.
No, that wasn't 2-Bit. Okay.
Yeah, 2-Bit came up to the school. Remember, he unalived the dude in the pool.
Yeah,
that was trying to unalive Tariq.
Oh, that's right.
And we never saw him again.
And we never saw him again because remember he asked Tariq for some more money. He was shaking him down for money. He never came back for it because him and Courtney Kip broke up. So
I mean, but now Courtney ain't in the game no more. So we can do whatever we want.
That'll be good to bring his character back.
At least,
he's a good mix of Kanan and you know what I'm saying, like he's sneaky,
Yep.
underhanded, the whole nine.
That's
yeah,
for
that'd be
sure.
a good way to bring his character back.
But I don't think. To be honest, I don't think none of these shows gonna go as long as Power. Because what Power do 6?
Yeah, Power did 6.
I don't see either one of these going to 6.
Virgin Love, I'm gonna have to let someone else respond to that because every time I mention somebody Breeze, they attack me. So
They're all obsessed with Breeze. They're
See,
all
there it
obsessed with
goes.
Breeze.
There it goes.
I'm the only one that doesn't have an investment in the Breeze character.
Yasmin is terrific. I think you're being facetious, but Yasmin.
What did Virgin Love ask about Breeze?
Who is Breeze?
Spanish is not the proper
answer.
Hold on, Xavier. Spanish is not the proper term.
No, we're talking about two different things here because what we were talking about was the language. The language that they speak is Spanish.
It's Spanish.
Right. The language that they speak is Spanish.
But the nationality is Hispanic.
Hispanic or Latino, depending on where they come from.
Correct.
Yeah.
I didn't see the. I'm trying to look for the question about what you said about Virgin Love.
So I wonder who Breeze is.
Yeah, wow. But if we meet Breeze, then that means Breeze is a totally new character. It's not somebody that we've already met. Then
I believe so. I think it's a whole new character. And you know that every season we get introduced to a new character, so he's going to be the new character for Raising Kanan.
But that's about correct. Right. It's time for us to meet him. It's about right.
That's correct, Xavier. The actress that's playing the new Drug Connect in book 2 is actually Adrian Holmes' real life wife, who plays Uncle Phil on Bel Air. That's correct.
Oh, so then we already know who the Connect is then. So stuff.
Y'all got a whole lot of theories going into this season.
Y'all have been lit.
Nah, I wouldn't say that because that's too much like The Sopranos. That's too much like the ending of Sopranos.
What
he said the audience don't know who. It just fades to black, leaving a mystery. That's kind of like how The Sopranos ended. Like,
I think the Hispanic lady that snitched on Ghost was trying to snitch on Ghost in the original Power should be the one to come back and kill Tariq. Because she was the pebble in his dad's shoe throughout Power since he killed it. So it's I don't know, so many unfinished storylines that I just want to see the end of. I mean, Tariq probably will end up choking on a Cheerio, something stupid.
You know what? Actually, it's funny you should say that about Blanca's character because we saw her losing it towards the end. Remember, she just pretty much darn near lost it when she was trying to get Dre to lie to get a warrant to go arrest Ghost.
Yeah, yo, Dre, where's Dre?
Dead. Burnt up.
That's who it was that got burnt up. It was Dre.
Him and Spanky. Spanky got shot.
Spanky got shot. I remember Spanky
got right through the glass.
Dre that got burnt up in jail. That's
right.
Because
Dre went to witness protection.
Who?
Dre went to
He was witness protection. He was
witness protection.
But he broke out. Remember, he asked to go to the bathroom, and he slipped the detail. Then he went and robbed his mama. And then he went to go try to shake Ghost down for some more money. And then Spanky and 2-Bit was in jail with him, and they found out that he was snitching. And Ghost called 2-Bit and told him to get rid of him. And they set him on fire at jail.
Yep. Right. He had a long, painful death.
You know what? That's a good point right there, Support Gaming. You are on it. We never did see the end of the Italians. So they could come back after Tariq too. Maybe in a later season. That would be a good villain for Tariq in a later season that those Italians come back after Tariq. Because you remember he owed them money too. You know, he did them dirty.
Mm-hmm.
And had Tommy kill all of them. Or what we think was all of them. And then it would be nice, I know we've said this in the past, it would be nice to see Elisa Marie back, older, confronting Tariq about her dad.
That would be interesting.
Oh, Proctor daughter. Okay.
Yeah. Proctor's daughter. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Force either. Unless they do a drastic change in the writing with Force this upcoming season, I'm just hoping it's better than the first. Like some of the story arcs that they gave in Force, just.
But again, I think they would with Force. I think they were just doing too much. They were giving us too much. It was like they were throwing everything at the wall and see what stuck. We had dynamics with Tommy and his half brother and his mama, and then we had the Irish mafia.
Yeah.
With the love interest with the son and the girl at the bar, and then the sister with the designer drugs. And then we had the whole dynamic with him and the dude from jail and their crew and the brother. It was just too much for us. Like they gave us 3 seasons of a storyline in one season. And I think they had spread each one out. It actually would have been like if we had a whole season about the designer drug, would have been cool. If we had a whole season with this Irish mafia situation, cool. If we had a whole season with him and the struggle with the black crew, cool. But to do it, and I mean his mom and the family, oh gosh, they just could have thrown that out altogether.
But I think it was because they were trying to introduce all the characters at one time.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, it was like they didn't have a choice. They had to introduce the characters somehow, some way. So, but I mean, I don't know. Force wasn't that bad to me.
That's true, CJ. They actually did have to introduce the characters, but you have, I guess, it goes back to what we say a lot of times about a lot of these shows, not knowing how many seasons they're going to get picked up for. They try to tell all the story in one season. But yes, they could have introduced the characters to us. That's great, but they should have drug out their story and developed them over time, or at the very least, develop them into season 2. Whereas instead of trying to give so many deep story arcs at the same time, you get confused as to which story arc you really want to be following. Because just like the officer that was being blackmailed, that we could have did without that whole storyline. We could have did without that entire storyline about the whole officer and his sister being in hospice or whatever, being blackmailed. It was too much thrown at us at one time. Not what we're used to storytelling in Power. But DeMarcus, I thought Gary Lennon was running the show last season. Gary Lennon was the showrunner for Force last season. I hope he do good this season.
Wasn't Force shot around COVID?
And that might have had a lot to do with it too.
That's what I'm thinking too. Like
that's
probably why, because it was
that's right. That's right.
It was.
Yeah. That's what I think. I think probably that's why we got introduced. So I think now, since the second season, they probably gonna spread it out even longer now. And plus, like you said, it was a brand new show, so they was trying to. I think they just wanted to keep people engaged because remember, season 1 of book 2, a lot of people didn't like it at first. Like I didn't even because I didn't like the first season. It took me forever to even watch the.
Well, you know, I dogged out the first season.
It took me forever to even watch the episodes of that first season.
Yeah, that's true too, Xavier. That's what we're talking about. Like they gave Tommy a nephew and a brother a whole mid-season. DeMarcus, thank you again for
slow down. They need to slow down.
Always show us mad love. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Come on, get on the show with us, DeMarcus.
Kill Tommy.
Tariq will kill Tommy for the murder of Tasha, and Tariq will be involved in the death of Kanan, Ghost, and Tommy. Well, he's already been involved. He's already been involved with the death of all of them. Right. He unalived all of them. Except for Tommy.
The murder of Tasha. Tasha not murdered, though.
I guess what he's saying is Tommy did threaten at the cemetery that he was going to get her. So
but I think Tariq knows that she's still alive. Because remember, that's how Yasmin's up born.
Yeah. Well, he was sitting out in the car. He was sitting out there in the car. But what DeMarcus is saying that Tommy's going to find Tasha and unalive her.
Well, she did. She's the one that's
Tommy dealing with the whole Irish mafia. He ain't got time to be chasing her down.
Yeah, I don't even like
Tommy got his hands full right now.
That's what I'm saying, though. she's supposed to be the witness against Tommy, right? But they also think Tommy is dead. Remember, they staged this whole thing, he and Tariq.
Right.
Block is
So
gonna
I
find
just
out
don't
that he's
understand
lying.
why she's still in Witsec. If you get what I'm saying, like if it's known that he's alive, and why do they still have her in Witsec if the person that they're protecting you from is dead?
Probably because they
before gaming,
think
the best way I can answer this is it's gonna be a little confusing, so follow me. All right. So yes, Force did take place after the events of season 6 in Power. Book 2 also took place in the events after season 6 Power. They were basically, these two universes are happening at the same time. They're just in different places. One's in Chicago, one's in New York. But they're both on the same timeline as far as Force and Book 2. They're all in the same time span. The characters are in just different directions. And it looks like Blanca is probably going to be in a bigger role this season.
I hope not.
God help us.
I'm sick of her. I hope not. She got on my nerves.
That's who need to get their water cut off. That's who need to get their water cut off ASAP. Her and Isaiah, whatever that boy name is.
Elijah. Everett.
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 Okay.
I was sitting here thinking,
You know she's doing. She's the core.
I want him gone so bad. I was just like, Everett.
Give him anybody
There you
name. You just got to go.
Yeah. You had to say the housekeeper. I'd have been like, Everett.
Well,
They don't know that Tommy's alive. They don't know that Tommy's alive. They found Tommy's tooth in Kate's BMW. So they think that Tommy's dead, but Sax didn't really believe that he was dead. But
as long as Kate knows he's alive, man. As long as Kate knows he's alive, it can't get out because Kate ain't ish.
Wow.
How is Blanca the most competent? I think Angela was the best cop that we seen. She was the best on the law enforcement side. Blanca was inept. She couldn't put a charge on nobody.
She's just obsessed. That's her. She's obsessed.
Yeah, she couldn't even put a charge on Angela and had all the evidence.
Had all the evidence.
She had all the evidence and still couldn't put a charge on Angela.
Yeah, I'm with really be. Blanca got to go.
Yeah,
she got to go.
Water turned off.
I do agree. We got to push Tariq's character forward, and I agree. That's the best way to push Tariq's character forward is for him to lose the love of his life, just like Ghost lost the love of his life. Tariq's got to lose something in order for him to become ruthless. So I agree. That's the only way to push Tariq's character.
But he kind of did, because remember, I'm not gonna say she was the love of his life, but remember the whole Lauren storyline.
Got it.
Not even that. He saw his sister get shot in front of him.
But they didn't do nothing to him. He didn't care nothing about that.
Yeah, he did, because he went revenge for her death.
Got it.
Remember, he went to go take out but he didn't do it. I forgot who did it. Was it Ghost or Tommy that killed the dude that killed his sister?
It was him.
No, he did it. Remember they cleaned him up, rolled the carpet up, showed him how to get rid of the DNA.
That's how he learned how to get cleaned up at the.
And that's how Ghost got into trouble that he got because remember they left the shell casing behind.
That's right. Okay, now I remember. That's right. They got there too late. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about that. That's one thing we didn't talk about. That's one thing we didn't talk about. Okay, do we feel like Lauren is unalive?
Yep.
Yes.
I think they're gonna find her body this season.
Yeah, they're gonna find her body.
They're gonna find the body. Yeah.
Rotten. She's rotten somewhere. Stinking.
Yeah, because the last episode that attorney said that she was in a car accident, so they would have had to, and they said in the car they had no tags and it was money in the car, and she was running, so her body got to be if she had a car accident. So there's no way that the body has disappeared. I think that it's probably gonna come. I think that it's probably somehow might come out that Effie and Braden was the ones behind it. At least to Tariq.
Okay, Xavier says he thinks she might be in witness protection.
Nah, she gone.
I hope not.
She left with Effie, unless Effie is a snitch. Effie worked for them folk.
Effie took care of that.
I guess you could say that Tariq is somewhat ruthless, but he's nowhere near as ruthless as Ghost was. Ghost was
Right.
just
I don't know why we distrust. I don't know why we trust Effie so much though. I
we
really
don't.
don't.
Didn't
We don't.
Because I
Effie
feel
can
like
go
Effie
too.
could be the snitch.
Right.
She
Effie can
Um,
could,
go.
she
She
could
can
be
go.
working for them boys.
She can get it.
Retro, didn't in the trailer wasn't her and Brayton talking about Lauren?
I
Yeah.
think she reveals to, or either Brayden's going to question her about what happened with Lauren. I think she's going to end up telling Brayden, and Brayden somehow going to end up revealing to Tariq what happened to her. But I think in the trailer they did have a conversation about
Yeah,
her.
I thought they had a conversation
Yeah.
about it. So yeah,
Now
she
I will
definitely
say
gone.
that's a valid. Now I will say this: that is a valid point to bring up. That Effie might be a snitch. Now, if Effie is a snitch, then Lauren is alive. If Effie's the snitch, then Lauren is alive. But they staged it to look like Lauren died. So that will be interesting to see if we find the body. 'Cause
That'll
you're
be a nice
They
plot twist.
mentioned they mentioned a car accident, but I don't remember them saying anything about a body.
That
So
would be
now
a
that is
very nice
interesting.
plot twist.
That'd be a nice
Yeah,
plot twist. What would have been an even better plot twist is if Effie would have been Mecca's daughter. I would have loved that.
I mean, that would have been dope. But how would they know she had a car accident if there's no
because they
body?
found the car.
Yeah,
found
but they
the car
said-
and her phone. Remember, they said something about her phone and money.
Yeah, but it wasn't her car though, right? The attorney said it was a car with no tags that they found, and they found the money. So I'm lost at how she would know she was in a car accident, because then she would have said that she's missing, because she was basically saying that's two people that's gone now with her and Professor Milgram, and she didn't listen to Professor Milgram to protect Lauren, because remember she came to the bar crying about it.
The only thing that I can say to answer that, if that's going to be the plot twist, is that was all spoken about. They didn't show us anything. If they would have shown us the car,
Yeah,
and
it
if they
was
would have shown us, the
Yeah, I mean the car. They would know the
Tariq
car.
thinks she dead.
yeah,
Right. Even if the tags aren't there, they just pull the VIN. I mean, they can find out where the car belongs to.
no, but it was a throwaway car. Though I get what he's saying about that, but what I'm saying is they just spoke that. That doesn't necessarily mean that they were telling the truth, because if they're carrying this narrative that she's dead, then they're just going to say we found her in a car, blah 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 blah, and she's in witness protection. So I can see them doing that, but
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case. I think that
Yeah, I
in order for Tariq, what we're talking about, Tariq needs someone that he trusts to betray him. I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to make it come out that Effie unalive Lauren, and that's going to
he
be
gonna take out
the
Effie.
ultimate betrayal with Effie, and now they're going to become enemies, and he's going to try to find a way to unalive her.
Yep, he gonna take her out.
Yeah, now, that's the thing. I don't think she's alive. I'm just saying,
It would be a good story arc.
It would be. I could have
It
sworn
would
they
be, but
said
I
something
think
about her ID. I could have sworn they keep it cute too. I could have sworn they said something about finding her ID and the money, or finding the phone and some money or something to that. It was something else in the car that they found along with the money.
yeah, but I don't remember them ever saying they found the body though. Did they?
Yeah,
Did
so
I
that's
miss
what. Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like they would have. I mean, to know that she was in a car accident, they would have had to have found her body, because there's no other way they would know that she was in a car accident, especially if she in a throwaway car.
Wait a minute now.
Yeah, I get your point.
There
Yeah.
may be some credence to her being in witness protection after all, because remember, she was forced to sign those cooperation papers, the same thing that Lala had to sign in Power. So if Effie is working with the feds, technically Lauren was already in witness protection. Remember, they were getting ready to move her to witness protection. They were getting ready to move
Remember
her.
how insistent she was on taking care of it? Because Braden, she was like, Braden, I got it. You can't do it. Blah, blah, blah. Like she talked Braden out of it. And she was like, I'll handle it. I'll take care of it.
Right.
She would, I mean, I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying if we spend in the conversation, she went to Braden and was like, I'll take care of it. I'll handle it. I'll do it.
And keep in mind, she was kind of nosing around, and the fact that Tariq has pretty much confessed everything to her. What if she's working with Blanca?
I mean, just seeing her standing between Kanan on one side, Tariq and Braden on the other, I was like, that straddling the middle is almost Freudian in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like she's really the only one that's not fully vetted.
She's not. She hasn't chosen a side.
Yeah, I mean they don't no one's questioning her, no one's watching her, no one's following her. Like he's not his dad. He does have that persona, but he's not his dad. He's because he did so dope with her before, he feels like, oh, she's trustworthy, but she would definitely be the sleeper cell. Like she would be it would be a major coup for her to be a snitch and be with law enforcement now. That would be huge. Huge. She's not even on Tariq's radar. And because he's not like his dad, you know, Ghost followed everybody.
Yep,
Ghost,
he was always
Ghost idled up on everyone.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying it's a missed opportunity.
It is a missed opportunity. It's a but we haven't saw the season yet, so there's a lot of different ways they can take her character's direction. I think they can take her character in a lot of different directions.
Yeah, we're gonna see, man. I don't.
All right. Any other predictions for season 3 that we didn't talk about that we would like to see?
I'm trying to think.
Lauren's brother is going to come back too, and I think Lauren's boyfriend, we ain't seen the end of him either.
Nah,
I hope he come back and take Everett.
I think Lauren's parents might end up coming back.
Who's parents?
Lauren's parents, because then her parents know she was messing around with Tariq, or no?
Yep.
I think they probably gonna come back, and that's gonna be another angle for them to tell them, hey, y'all need to look into Tariq.
I think somebody definitely finna come back and ask questions.
Oh, Juggy's alive.
Of course I am.
Juggy.
I saw you moving, but I thought maybe he had your mute on or something.
Of course I am.
I like your beard.
Thank you.
So, Juggernaut, what are your predictions? What are some of your predictions for season 3?
I think we're gonna get a lot of deaths. I don't think it's gonna be like a big major death. Tariq, they gonna of course give him another way to worm and wiggle his way out of some kind of danger or trouble. Because again, we ended the final episode of the season with Blanca seeing him on camera before
oh, that's right, she did.
Big Snitch died. So he gonna find a way to worm and wiggle his way out of some trouble. But I think it's gonna start off with questioning about that. I think either Lauren's boyfriend or Lauren's parents is gonna come back asking questions. I'm kind of 50-50 with the fact of if Lauren is dead or alive. I think Effie could have put a hole in and got out of here, but I don't know if she did.
That girl is gone. I don't know why y'all keep trying to make her.
That's why I feel 50-50, bro.
She's gone.
He said, y'all always trying to keep people alive.
Y'all trying to bring her back. She is gone. It's a wrap.
We still got to find out who Effie relative is that she keeps saying her brother was in the life or who her family was in the life or whatever. So they have yet to bring that about too.
I also think Sax is going to try to change. Like he's going to try to go back to like how he was before.
I agree.
Because I think with him, that last episode, like you could see it in his face, like he, even when Brayden incriminated himself, like you could tell, like he don't really want to work with Davis, but he is. But I feel like he probably going to start making that shift to try to get back on the other side. Especially now that Blanca's back. I think Blanca, those two characters are going to end up trying to somehow, some way, take down Tariq or somehow.
Especially,
that's a good one, DeMarcus.
Especially since Jenny broke up with him. So because Jenny broke up with him, yeah, he's definitely going to try to get back on the other side.
Use a kill now because that's the girl. I'll never go to prison for killing Mecca.
Ooh. Completely possible.
Yeah, that's completely possible. That's definitely completely possible.
Yeah, completely possible. We did the same thing to ourselves last year. You know that.
We
Even
did,
with Kanan, we have so many great ideas, and they never do any of them for us.
Right. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll get lucky.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't want a Rice Krispie treat storyline. Yeah, for sure. I really enjoyed this, you guys. I miss you all.
We miss you too. Well, we'll be back. What day did we decide on that we're doing Power reviews? Is it Saturday or Sunday?
The show's coming on Friday, though, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Supposedly, yeah.
It is. It come on because Hulu already got it up at midnight. They're gonna have it up. They're gonna have it up at midnight.
They're moving our shows to Friday nights. I don't like this.
Is it gonna stay on Friday?
Yep, it's staying on Fridays because it's taking BMF slot.
It's taking
Friday's my get lit night. I don't.
I mean,
I'm gonna really be off the chain.
I'm
gonna be really off the chain, like, cause I'm gonna be my margarita meter is gonna be like.
So do y'all want to try? We'll talk about it offline. We'll let you guys know when next week's show is going to be. We're bouncing between Friday nights, Saturday nights, Sunday nights. So how about y'all drop down in the chat and tell us what nights y'all want, or what days y'all want us to do our review for Power Book 2. So we got Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. Y'all let us know.
I mean, the sooner you jump on things, the better. But
yeah. I say Saturday, but
okay. So we got one vote for Saturday.
What about really being scheduled? Can we?
That's the most important person right there.
Yeah. What should we?
No, it's not. I'm already offline.
Xavier votes Sunday. Virgin Love votes Sunday.
I really like Sundays.
I mean, Sunday not bad, but I'm like, you looking at it like
that. Happy to see you, Miss Honey.
Hi, Miss Sharon.
Okay, DeMarcus says Sunday.
Thank you. All right. I mean, it's
Jeremiah says BMF was the worst show on TV.
I can't agree with that.
I don't even watch it, and it's all they talk about on Twitter is how bad it is.
The show ain't that bad. I can say like this is probably the characters, but I mean, if you know the story, I think that people say it's bad because they don't know the story of it, like the real true story of it. So that's why everybody think it's like it's fictional or something. It's not. It's like it's
no, I think people know it's based on a true story. I know it's based on a true story, and I don't enjoy it. But I know it's based on a true story, but it's just I don't know. It's just it don't really do nothing for me. I don't know.
Maybe that's why, because it's based on a true story where these other ones are fictional. So it's like they can't write it the way how they could write Force and Ghost and all that.
No, because they take liberties with it. It ain't word for word. I mean, they've taken some liberties with the story. I just think it's just the writing just isn't as good and the acting just isn't as good, in my opinion.
Go live every day. So from Entertainment Universe never ends. The new Power Universe. So it's funny you should say that, Support Gaming. So we've been talking. Most of y'all may or may not know this, but we just recently transitioned to YouTube as of last year. So we are thinking about going back and doing retro reviews on Power. So we decided to do that in between seasons. So we're going to go back and start from season 1. So we'll be doing some lives on Power related content. And we're also going to be giving y'all some other little things. We're probably going to do like a trivia night based around the Power universe. So we got some things that's in the pipeline that we're working on. So you'll be definitely seeing a lot more of us. And of course, for those of you who are interested in our sneaker content, go on over to the Soul Firm channel and check out the sneaker content that's over there. Looks like a majority rule is on Sunday, so we'll talk offline and we'll post on our community wall on YouTube. On
Marcus, that's gonna be in the making. We're gonna try to do Snowfall too.
Okay, so we got a request for Snowfall, and we already had a request for BMF, but Jeremiah says the worst show on TV, so it's not one of my favorites either. So I can't really say too much about it, but I mean, I'll do the show if y'all want to do it.
That joint, man, y'all. That joint ain't the worst. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I don't think it's the
I
worst.
don't have an opinion on it because I haven't watched it.
show
So.
on TV, but
Is it worse than Force or better?
I don't think it's worse than Force. I don't think it's worse than Force.
See, so that should tell y'all a lot. If really be saying it's not worse than Force, that should tell you a lot.
Oh, we can't do Friday nights because we do Bel Air on Friday nights. So those of you who are watching Bel Air, come check us out at 8:00 on Fridays. We do Bel Air over here on this channel as well. And vote Raising Kanan season 3. I can't wait for season 3 to come back. Raising Kanan, that's my show.
Mm-hmm.
Let them take their time, though. Let them take their time
I
and
gotta
do
say,
it right.
probably the best between Ghost, Force, and Raising Kanan. That's probably the best one.
Raising Kanan is the best. So we got another vote that BMF is terrible. Oh, wow. Y'all dragging BMF.
With Raising Kanan, that joint is neck and neck with BMF as far as ratings is concerned.
That's because we are loyal Power fans over here. That's what it is. We are loyal Power
And because we don't really have nothing else right now.
Right.
Like this Ghost is one because I saw the ratings. Like Ghost is one, and then right under them is Force, and then it's Raising Kanan and BMF like neck and neck tied for ratings.
Not CW, Xavier. He said BMF belongs on CW. It ain't that bad.
It is not that bad, bro. Y'all over exaggerating on that show, yo. Like y'all really over exaggerating on BMF.
Oh, that's CW. Okay. All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up today. So we'll be back Friday night to do Bel Air, not BET Plus.
All right,
Definitely
man. Y'all doing too much. Y'all doing too much.
Y'all doing way too much.
Tubi
BET
series.
Plus shows are horrible. And Tubi is BMF is nowhere near a low budget Tubi show. But
I've seen some good shows on Tubi.
Now, bro. Y'all get
Damn, they put it on Tubi and everything. What?
Y'all get disrespectful. Ain't nowhere
They
near.
cutting up, CJ. They cutting up.
Yeah, I know. I get disrespectful with that.
I love y'all. Y'all are the best group ever. I love y'all. I have missed all of y'all. Y'all, please come back. So we will be back Friday night for Bel Air. And then y'all will get our review for Power sometime this weekend. So we'll talk offline. We will post on IG. We'll post on the community wall on when we're doing the recap. And of course, we'll schedule it so you guys will see it. Make sure y'all hit y'all notification bell so y'all can see when we do the review. And any last thoughts, guys?
Nada.
I'm good.
Nah, I think I said all mine.
All right, guys. Well, I guess we are out of here. We'll see y'all later on this week.
Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button.
Smash that like button.